The holder in due course is going to be the person who is holding the contract. Between the three people, who is holding the contract? You have the contract and the bank have the contract. After you have made an agreement with and a contract with the dealership, they transfer that document to the bank, the one who gives value, so they hold it. And then you went home with one, right?
Yeah.
So that makes you both the holder in due course. You both are dealing with these goods. So the requirement of being a holder in due course is that you must actually hold the instrument. So you're holding your contract at home in your possession, and you know that a bill come every month because you're holding that contract. A bank has your contract in their possession, and they transfer the bill, the document, to a seller merchant for it to send to you because they are the holder of the document. They are the one who is due a course of trade. A holder in due course is a requirement, is that they take it for value. They take these instruments for value. On a common law contract side, they took your entire contract that you created with a merchant seller and they took it for value. They took the actual documents, and in exchange for the documents, they gave value, the price. When we receive our bills in the mail later, we're going to take it. We're going to become the holder of that document, and we're going to be transferring it for value. We're taking it for value because we received this document and we know that it has value. Some people will take it and they don't take it for value. They take it and see it as nothing. They put it in their drawer, they stash it away, and they decide to pay an unconditional way, like by cash. The requirement of you is to take the document for its value and transfer possession of that document. The value that you are exchanging the document for is the price. And that price is entitled to go to the seller merchant, the person who the document was entrusted to make sure that you received it so that you can accept it for value.
I'm
Do a medium of exchange. I'm due
Right.
documents in business. As we operate in business, I'm due these documents. I shall receive these documents.
to
You're
follow.
holding, exactly. You're holding your contract in your possession so that when you receive these bills, you have due course. You're able to use and transfer these documents in commerce of your bill so that you can accept it and take it for its value. Take it and transfer it to another according to Article 7 on delivery order for the value. It's just that the price that you receive, the value that you receive, that price isn't due to you. It's actually due to the security entitlement holder, which would be the merchant who you went to and actually signed security for or through or with. So they get the price. The holder of due course, the other person who have your contract, is due the instrument. You are to tender your instrument to them. Because you transfer your document to them, the price of it, they're going to send to the merchant. The reason why good faith is next is because as you transfer these documents, the contract that you have, it imposes good faith. It imposes the Uniform Commercial Code and honesty and observance that what it is that you're trading for value is the document, the instrument. So when you receive your bill in the mail, you receive notice of accounting, notice of a statement. Notice. It's notice to have good faith in the UCC that we're transferring documents for value. Article 1 of the UCC, where they breaks down knowledge, they also breaks down know and notice, and that's where you'll find even more information. Is in your possession. You notice it. Now, what you notice is a different story. Authentic. The question that you have on it is does it perform to the contract? How does it perform to the contract? What is the full payment? Because the only document that they should be tendering you, unless they have in your contract that they're going to make new offers to you, the amount that they should be tendering you is the full amount. By them not tendering you exactly the full amount according to your contract, that makes that bill non-conforming.
So they should only be sending me the full amount every month.
They should be sending you exactly what you contracted for. That the only thing that you're going to accept is what's pursuant to the contract. They're going to rightfully reject their good and claim the full price. I'm going to give them and prove to them and impose the liability that that's what they contracted to do. You're going to get small payables or their finance charge on your contract by way of these bills in small payables, where people rescind their contracts or they rescind part of their contracts, even though you're going to see this in your agreements. Even though you rescind a part of the contract, the rest of the contract still survives. So that means that payment still must be made. You can restrict your signature, but the rest of the agreement survives, so you still got to make payment. It's not that your argument was necessarily wrong, it just wasn't knowledgeable or showing that you were competent of what it is that you actually contracted for in commerce, which was payment of the documents, not cash money. It's non-cash payments, and that payment would be us transferring the document. Once we made payment of an instrument, a document that they can use for value or take for value in good faith. I don't see that smaller amount in my contract. Your contract's minimum payment, and you're gonna find percentage rates, and that's where they're gonna explain that $25 in order for them to make the new offer to you. Besides payment offer, like you're actually contracting to receive. We contracted to receive full payment according to what we use, not necessarily $25.
So this
So
is
a lot of people
why you
fight
were
the
saying it's so different than like a utility bill, because a utility bill doesn't come in it doesn't have a full amount. So it's different.
exactly.
This would
You
have a
get
full
it.
amount. So okay. The light bulb just went off. Okay.
When you go back, it's gonna be more of those light bulbs.
We went over rescinding already.
Okay. Okay.
I think we went over rescinding already.
Okay. Okay. But because they walked into that courtroom and they showed you a contract with your signature on it, that holds you liable. Cool. I'm liable to ensure that they cool. I'm liable to ensure that they receive documents in commerce for a price. Cool. Because they are the holder of that contract, they must take those documents for value. They must take those documents in good faith. They must take it with notice. They must take it without any question of its authenticity, because, or one who is collecting a debt, you will collect any debt. According to the UCC, we're dealing with the way we're going to fix this problem of non-payment is using this instrument.
That was so good.
Because their signature, the same way you're liable, because they have their logo there, they're liable. What we're going to provide is what we're going to lay out. What I'm going to help you lay out is the problem and the solution to the problem. We don't want to present a problem and have no solution to it. We want to present a problem and provide proof of how this problem can be solved. So that's how we're going to win. We're going to win by presenting a problem and also presenting a solution to the problem so that both parties to the contract are happy. Both parties to the contract perform effectively and efficiently according to the terms of the contract.
That's the peaceful way.
That's the peaceful way.
Mm-hmm. And I receive it too. Thank you.
Amen. Value, because we know that we're trading these documents. We're signing these documents and we're transferring the possession of these documents to another for value. So what exactly is value? We know that value is something that we receive when we transfer these documents, because when we do business with any person, we fill out documents and transfer the documents, and then we get what we want. You do not have to see your documents and consider it being something of value and transfer it. You don't have to. You can pay cash. But if you decide that you receive a bill in the mail that has value, and its value is the price that you see, and you do want to transfer that document happens by negotiation and assignment. We get to assign the debt to another.
Would the negotiation would have happened already since we initially made that contract, or we negotiate each time we're sending these bills?
Each time we're sending bills or documents. So that leads us to our next question. What is negotiation? So in commerce, we're using these documents. So each time this document is transferred, that is a negotiation.
Okay.
It's an offer for you to accept. It's negotiation. You give consideration to what you accept. And it happens only when the instrument endorsement is properly made. So here, because we're going to dig into different type of endorsements and different types of signature, because what I want you to take away is that the only way for you to negotiate a document is if you transfer that document and if that document has an endorsement, so that the document can be transferred for negotiability. We negotiate. What we're negotiating with a third party is a good that we receive by transfer from another person, from the merchant, from the seller. They sold us a document so that we can negotiate that document with another person. Their endorsement is on that document so that this negotiation can take place. Negotiation with the third party for the price can happen. The negotiation either going to be for full payment or for a new offer like a minimum payment. Our signatures is going to help make sure that that's done. That happens according to the UCC. When they have those two pieces, they're able to auction off the top portion to the bank, no problem. The bank doesn't have this instruction. However, the merchant who you're dealing with has this instruction.
It does. I'm looking at it right now. That's why I love our conversation. And you just made something click right now. So sorry, keep going.
The bill that we receive from them is payable to cash.
I think, dude, you gotta make a little little song or some little.
Look, I'm gonna work on like once we get through our Q&A, seeing if I can chop us up a video because I know it's gonna be good. Why would you contract with a seller or a merchant? That's why we contract to receive them as a promise to pay, as almost as a guarantee for credit due to the contract. But you can pay cash. That negotiable instrument is able to collect cash. So the advantage is that we can actually transfer it.
Yeah, that's the beautiful thing.
Okay, and checks, money orders, contracts, all of those documents. The beautiful thing in them is that we can transfer it unless it has non-negotiable.
Right. Yeah, because that's when you're giving consideration to the offer.
Because if you have a contract with a merchant or a seller, then you guys both must sign.
Like, this is amazing. I'm mind blowing because you're explaining so good that it's just.
But I'm never gonna tell you something that I'm not gonna show you too. So I want you to keep that in mind. We're just going over Q&A right now, but everything that we speak about and do, I am visually going to be showing you as well.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Getting this good in the Q&A part.
Dude, this is
being curious.
Wow. I'm just like, I want to see this live. Wow. You rock. I'm sorry.
Thank you. Wow. So we must transfer documents to negotiate them, period. So
yeah, it's like it doesn't continue. It's like you're not accepting it. So how could you transfer if you didn't even pour the glass of water?
Exactly. And if you have those two signatures, if you do have that glass, then now you have an order for a full glass of water.
That's right. Then you can serve it to your customer. I love it. I love it.
So
this is great.
You ever heard people say rescind or are familiar with rescinding?
I'll try to do with like what I was saying, like I wasn't really aware of all this stuff with my car loan. Like some people are like,
let's rescind it, let's this. But when you know, right? When you know the information and you know what you have contracted for and you know the agreement, there's no way you want to rescind a credit contract. No way I want to rescind or stop you from giving me payments. My contract says that I'm supposed to pay you credit and not cash, and I want to rescind it. I choose cash because either way I go, I have to pay.
Yeah.
So I'm opting out of credit for cash. I rescind. It's not smart in all cases.
Yeah, that's pretty dumb.
But it shows that they're not competent. It shows that, they're missing a little knowledge. So that's why these merchants or car lots or dealership able to respond to them. And the first thing that they say to them, they either go with, run, scare, or shaky because they're not knowledgeable to even step to them appropriately about a contract that they mutually agreed to. That's actually for both parties' benefit. Basically, you're saying you don't want both parties to benefit, you rescind it. Or you mad that you don't know how to benefit and another party is benefiting, so you rescind it. When you know the information, you understand exactly what you got yourself into. But I mean, for some people, it works out for them. They rescind, sue, get a check, all that good stuff. So it just depends on what it is that you want to do.
Yeah, I mean that's what I was actually trying to do before, like just sue and get money. But like, this way I see. Like, I guess, like you're saying, there's different ways, but you just kind of pick which way
you
fits
pick
you
and
better.
Choose your battles,
Yeah. And for me, I think, just because manufacturer spending, this makes sense to me. Like, this is like, dude, this is like, you don't have to report nothing. Like,
because you don't want to have that knowledge. Because the moment you have that knowledge, that means more work.
right.
You want somebody else to do that.
No, this is freaking wow.
So what type of negotiation?
But so like and you know that's what that's why I've always never took action because I was seeing different perspectives and I'm like, no, there has to be reasons why some people are doing it this way, some others, and it shouldn't be a all fits all. And that's it's cool that you know that's exactly what you're
Yeah.
saying. And like the only thing that caught my attention too unclear, where it was just like,
Yeah.
oh, this is clear, all right.
Hey,
Yeah,
it's so
yeah,
hype.
yeah. For real, why waste your time in court and all that BS to
It's like you can, you got law junkies like me. I love the law. I love going, I don't mind going to the court. I love just legal
No, that's
things.
a yeah. No,
But
that's awesome, but it for me, like you're saying, it just doesn't benefit me at all. So I'm just like, dude, this is
without the
but
fight,
no,
let's do
I
this
love
versus
it.
fight.
Like when that's what I'm saying. I get pumped just to like hear you talk because it's like that's why I'm like, dude, an hour, like I just want to keep going because it's just you're just like you're fired up because you love it, right?